Excellent.
All right, welcome back, Colorado Local. Today we have Melissa Schroeder with Mel Schroeder Photography. How are you doing, Melissa?
I am great. Thank you, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Well, just to get us started, tell us a little bit about yourself. When did you go into business? When did you start photography? You know, the normal stuff.
The whole spiel. Excellent. Absolutely. Great to be on with you. So I actually started my business officially about a year ago. So the year anniversary is coming up, but I've been taking photos for people, family, friends, local businesses, etc., for as long as I can remember. But I made it all official, about a year ago, and right in the middle of COVID, which may not have been the smartest move, but it's been working out. So can't complain. And then I'm originally from the suburbs of Chicago.
Oh, wow.
And then went to school in Iowa. Yeah. And then came out here, and we've been out here about 7.5 years now. So it's a beautiful spot to have a photo business. I certainly can't complain.
Absolutely. You got a nice little background at the West.
Exactly.
You went to college in Iowa?
I did. I attended the University of Iowa. Yes.
Okay. Did you go for like photography or art or?
So I actually went I started as a biomedical engineer, and then they told me that I had to take 4 years of organic chemistry, and I said this might not be the program for me. So props to all of you people out there that took a lot of chemistry, but it was not the path for me. And I ended up finding my passion in computers. So I did website design for a while and user experience design, and that kind of led me into the photography world. And it's always been for me about interacting with people, interacting with users when it came to website design, and making their experience as good as possible. So it just kind of translated well into photography.
Very cool. Yeah, my next question was going to ask what inspired you, but you just went ahead and answered it.
I just jumped right on it. Yeah, so it's really just the people. I always, like growing up, my parents had this big white shelf in our computer room, den, whatever you want to call it. That's probably ages me a little bit. We had a computer room, but there was albums lined up there, and my sister and I used to take them down and flip through old pictures, and my parents on their wedding day, and seeing family and friends and all that kind of stuff over the years. And being able to provide that for people is such a cool experience. So just being able to connect with people and hopefully make lasting memories for them is a really cool, and it's an awesome profession. So I'm very grateful to be in it.
Absolutely. And what's your favorite type of like photography?
So I would have to say anything that really captures emotion. I tried food photography for a while, but I really struggled because the food wasn't giving me any.
They weren't
any
smiling back.
there.
You had to like make the smiles out of grapes.
Exactly. So anything that really gives me emotion. So obviously weddings are excellent. There's a ton of emotion there. I also like supporting small business owners. As one myself, I love to help businesses with branding. We all know in today's day and age how far great photography goes with social media and websites and all of that. So I love supporting other local businesses and getting their imagery up to par with their great businesses as well. But really it just comes down to, capturing that emotion for people and translating that in photos.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would be really satisfying.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
Melissa, what areas do you serve in Colorado? Do you go all over? Do you go out of state?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love traveling. It's one of my favorite things to do. I miss it terribly. We haven't been doing much of it during COVID, but I absolutely will go wherever the wind takes me as far as photography is concerned. And I do serve all of Colorado. I have a wedding coming up in Fort Collins, some stuff in Denver, out in Keystone and Breckenridge, and talking to somebody, a great couple out in Vail as well. So everywhere you might be, I am happy to travel there and help you out if you need it. So, but I do live in the heart of Denver, so I'm here right in the middle of everything.
That's awesome. And is it just you on your team? Do you have any people working for you?
So it's just me for larger weddings and other events that may require it. I do have an awesome network of what we in the business like to call second shooters or associate photographers, basically people I'll bring with that will help capture details and photos from a different angle, perhaps. So one of the most common examples of this is a person is walking down the aisle on their wedding day, capturing pictures of them walking towards into the ceremony, and then also from the back. That's where a second shooter comes in really handy. But while it's just me on my business, I am very, very lucky that the photography business, or excuse me, photography universe here in the Denver area is very supportive. It's a great community, and so I'm very lucky that I get to work with so many other awesome photographers when the need arises.
Yeah, no, that is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you started your business during COVID. What kind of struggles have you seen or had, if any?
You know what? I have been very, very lucky in that when I made everything official, stuff just kind of started to take off. Obviously, during COVID, when the restrictions were in place, I spent more time focusing on my personal education, updating my website, doing all that stuff behind the scenes that you always just put to the side because you're off working with awesome clients.
Yeah.
So while restrictions were in place, I was able to spend time doing that. And then when things were lifted, it was obviously, wearing a mask during shooting is, safe for everybody and the most important and best way to go. But it was definitely difficult to portray my emotion during shoots. But honestly, overall, I really can't complain. People, I think, are taking the time during, or at least during COVID, to reflect on their family units, to think about their relationships. And I've had the opportunity to work with some great people over the past year and a half. So it's been
Yeah,
wonderful.
that's awesome. That is really
Yeah.
awesome. And my last question for you, if you have one, do you have any like funny irregular stories? You don't have to go too much into detail, but
That, what, I do have I was working with a client one time, fantastic sense of humor. Don't worry if I ever work with you in the future. I don't do this for all of my clients, but I showed up at a shoot and I actually left my camera gear in the car, and I came and I pulled out my iPhone and I said, okay, we're ready to go. And the look on their face was just like, wait a second. I'm pretty sure we didn't pay her to show up with an iPhone. So
oh my
it was a hilarious interaction, hilarious moment. That was a fantastic couple. I mean, we got a great laugh out of it at their engagement session there and at their wedding too. But that's probably one of the funniest moments. It was just, it's a great thing to work with such awesome people that I'm able to joke around with and laugh with. And,
yeah.
we had a great time.
Good sense of humor on you,
Yes,
Melissa.
yes, absolutely. And I'm trying to think the other one. I did have a camera strap break on me one time, but I was lucky enough to catch it right before it went over my shoulder, or that would have been sad for me, but funny for anybody watching. I probably looked like a bumbling fool trying to catch everything, but all was good in the end. So can't complain.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Melissa.
Of
You've been
course.
awesome. If you want to contact her about maybe getting a wedding shoot or any other service that she provides, I will post the website, phone number, everything with the video. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it. I look forward to meeting everybody out there and giving you the best photos that you can possibly have.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Of course.